Madam President, today the Senate is addressing the most compelling environmental issue of our time, global warming. President Teddy Roosevelt once said, "I recognize the right and duty of this generation to develop and use our natural resources, but I do not recognize the right to waste them or to rob by wasteful use the generations that come after us." We all have a basic moral duty, a duty to leave this earth to our children and grandchildren in as good a shape or better shape than we found it. We should not rob future generations of a healthy climate and all the benefits that come from it. What will history say about us if we rob future generations of the chance to fish a cold water stream, a cold trout water stream, or see glaciers in Glacier National Park? By reasserting America's moral leadership and enacting a cap-and-trade program, we can leave a different legacy. We can protect our outdoor heritage, make our economy more competitive, and create more good-paying jobs. In Montana, we are already transitioning to a new green economy. We have increased our wind generating capacity more than 70-fold in the last 2 years. The potential for this clean energy is huge. We can replicate the success with solar, clean coal technology with carbon capture and sequestration, and other clean forms of energy. We must begin the process of developing the next generation of energy technologies here at home. A cap-and-trade program will spur cleaner technologies and create good-paying jobs. We already know that a cap-and-trade system can work. It is a market-based solution that harnesses the power of America's ingenuity and entrepreneurship. In the year 1990, I chaired the conference committee that completed the Clean Air Act amendments designed to address acid rain. At the time, there were a lot of gloom and doom predictions about the cost that the Clean Air Act amendments would impose on the economy. Certain industry groups claimed that the Clean Air Act amendments would cost industry more than $5 billion every year. The actual cost to industry was less than a third of that. And the public benefits of cleaner air have amounted to more than $78 billion a year. A cap-and-trade system for greenhouse gases will be much more complicated, clearly. But I'm confident that by using a market-based solution, we can stop global warming as well. We have a moral imperative to act. We have no choice. But we must also work to get the policy right. We have no choice there either. This means designing a cap-and-trade system that stops global warming. But it also means doing it in a way that enhances our economic competitiveness, creates good-paying green jobs, and avoids harm to working families. Setting the cap determines whether or not we meet our environmental goals. What we do with the money that the cap-and-trade program raises will determine whether or not we enhance our American competitiveness and help working families. By establishing a cap-and-trade system, we are creating a market for greenhouse gas emissions. Under the cap-and-trade system, emitting greenhouse gases will come at a price. Allowances will govern the right to emit greenhouse gases. The bill before us gives away some of the allowances, but auctions others in an auction system. The bill auctions fewer allowances in the early years and more in later years of the program through the year 2050. The auctioning of these allowances will generate receipts. According to the Congressional Budget Office, enacting this substitute will generate an additional $902 billion in receipts over the next 10 years, close to $1 trillion. The bill we are considering allocates the money generated from the auction through a variety of trust funds. There are 15 of them in all. They are directed toward different needs anticipated from dealing with global warming. For example, the bill sets aside funding for such things as wildlife adaptation, creation of a new worker training program, and energy technology. All of these are worthy causes. But are they the best way to use the receipts in order to increase our competitiveness and help working families? Should we auction all of the allowances? More of the allowances or fewer? Rather than spending the receipts through various trust funds, should we return more of the money to the people in tax cuts? This bill also safeguards American economic competitiveness by requiring importers to buy carbon allowances for products imported from countries that have not made commitments to reduce greenhouse gases. This requirement can serve as an effective incentive for other countries, particularly the rapid developing economies in China, India, and Brazil, to join us in the fight against global warming. Of course, our trading partners will watch closely any proposal that imposes an assessment on imports. And it is important that we adopt such measures in a manner that respects international trade rules. The proposal before us has been carefully crafted to take these rules into account. As a member of the Environment and Public Works Committee, I supported the Lieberman-Warner bill in both the subcommittee and full committee. I believe that it was very important to move forward on global warming. As chairman of the Finance Committee, I have additional responsibilities. Those include directing the revenues generated by the federal government, overseeing U.S. trade policy, and helping those displaced by trade to retool and retrain. The bill before us today involves these and many other matters. This is a complex and challenging issue involving many committees within the Congress. We in the Senate have finally woken up to the moral imperative of addressing global warming. Now we must acknowledge the imperative to get the policy right. I applaud Senators Lieberman, Senator Warner, Senator Baucus for bringing this issue before the Senate so that we can begin to debate and approve the policy. I want to continue to work with my colleagues to get it right as chairman of the Finance Committee, as a member of the EPW Committee, as a Montanan and a concerned American. We owe it to our children to act and to get it right. Madam President, I yield the floor.